All right. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have the one and only ZaddyDragon from BIGO.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome. And also, I always have my fly black boy with me. Thank y'all for joining us today. So I just want to welcome you, Zaddy. Just be yourself, just be comfortable. We just have a regular old conversation. So let's go ahead and get started. You are so talented. I love seeing you perform. You don't know what you're going to get. You just got to just go in and just sit back, get you something to eat, something to drink, and just enjoy yourself and just be all just so relaxed and just what can I say?
You too kind.
He's speechless.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, my first question is going to be, how did you start your career?
Um, well, I started entertaining probably like I think 1997.
Okay.
Um, I had met some friends who happened to be like drag entertainers.
Mm.
Because I was in the army, got out of the army, um, and met some friends that they were drag entertainers, and one of them asked me to accompany them on stage to do a duet. Um, Never had been on stage before, lip syncing before, or anything like that, and I was like, I think I could do it. So I learned the song. Um, we did the duet, and from there, the bar owner actually offered me a job coming back to be at the club every week. Just from that one performance, we did Stacy Lattisaw and Johnny Gill's "Where Do We Go From Here?"
Oh wow, love that song.
And from that one performance, uh, the club hired me. Um, and that same drag entertainer, she actually ended up becoming my first drag mom, and
Oh,
she got me another job working as a male lead at another bar that she worked at. Um, we were at the this first bar on Fridays, and then we were at this other bar on Saturdays. Once she got me hired there, she hired me, got me hired at the other bar, um, and basically I was just like going to the club, um, doing male songs, just being myself, learning the songs and lip syncing. Um, of course, practicing a lot. When I would go to see her, because I lived in Clarksville, Tennessee, she lived in Nashville, Tennessee, and
okay.
when I would go, she would come down to visit me, and we would be going over music, and she was getting ready for a pageant. I went with her to Memphis to accompany her again in her talent as a backup dancer, and that was my first time actually going to a pageant, and I saw these people competing, and I was like, you know what? I think I could do that. Um, so we went back to Nashville. Not only was I working at the club, both the clubs, there was this production group called Rabatino Productions. It was this lesbian couple, and basically what they would do is they would get bookings for them, and it was a group of us. We would travel from city to city in Tennessee, and they would get us booked at different clubs. So I was a part of this production group also, and to be honest, just from being around them and us just being in the house practicing and stuff is actually like how I got good at lip syncing. Um, but they were with us when we went to this pageant, and I was like, I think I could do that. And they was like, the next one they have, we're gonna put you in it. So about like a month later, they got me ready for a pageant. I'll never forget. I actually wore the suit that I wore on prom because I had a custom made suit for prom.
Oh, okay.
So I was still able to fit it. This was only like about maybe 4 years later. I was still able to fit it, so I wore that for formal wear. What did I wear for? I bought a suit for a white presentation. I bought another suit for sportswear, and then I did a gospel talent. And it was they got me ready. We went down there. They paid my entry fee. Lo and behold, I won my first pageant.
Oh wow, look at you.
And not knowing anything about pageants, I didn't even know that this was a preliminary to a national pageant.
Wow.
Um, and back when I started, there wasn't anything like they have now. They have like newcomer pageants. They have like uh, pageants for beginners. Um, no, you were thrown there with the vets, and so I had no idea that this was a preliminary to a national pageant um, until after I won, and then basically when I was getting my envelope with my prize money in it, and they wanted me to sign this contract. And it was basically saying that I would represent that particular prelim at the national contest in Atlanta. And then actually, I only had like a month to get ready for the national. Um, I went to Atlanta, competed for Mr. Black Universe, my second pageant ever. This was a huge pageant. When I pulled up in my little, at the time, I was driving like the color of the car was called Sunrise Red, but certain ways you look at the car, it was a fuchsia. Certain ways you look at the car, it was purple. But I pulled up in my little Ford Escort hatchback with one backup dancer and my boyfriend and my drag mom to Atlanta to the Georgia World Congress Center. And all I saw was like all these U-Haul trucks with props and
Wow.
dancers jumping out the back, stretching. And I'm like, oh my God, this is huge. I had no idea what I had gotten myself into. Um, but I wasn't nervous. I had gotten used to like being on stage and stuff. I was kind of like excited to be like a part of this big thing that was, and it was at the Georgia World Congress Center. So you have preliminary night one, preliminary night two, and then final night. They narrow it down to a top 10. Um, and then the top 10 competes to find out who the winner is. So I went through prelim night one and two. Final night, they announced the top 10. I was not one of the ones they announced. However, they had designated seats for individuals that competed to sit and watch the pageant. So once I didn't make the top 10, I went and sat in those seats. And actually, I didn't even get up and go to the bathroom. I was so like amazed at the stuff that I saw on this stage. And I was like, okay, this is like a totally different level than anything I've ever seen. Because I had only been to one pageant other
Mhm.
than the one I had competed in. So this was like the third pageant I ever been to, and this was a national pageant, and it was like a larger scale, and it was like Broadway productions and props, and it was amazing. Um, and at that point, I fell in love with pageantry, and I have been competing in pageants ever since. I continued to work at the club until I moved away from Nashville. Pretty much every city that I've ever moved to, I was able to like solidify a spot on someone's cast in the city that I lived in. And when I was in Florida, Florida really didn't have cast. Basically, a lot of their shows were contests. So you would do the talent contest, and they have finals, and you compete in finals. And so um, every city I was in, I was always on stage working at the club. Um, and that's been going on for like about 25 years. Of course, that's not the only thing that I was doing to like make a living or whatever, but it started as a hobby, but it became lucrative because it was a source of income. Um, you put more money into it though than you make, especially competing in pageants because um, pageants cost a lot of money to prepare for. So you'll never get out uh, what you put into it. That's why you definitely have to have a passion for it. And I definitely had a passion for it. Once I saw that first national pageant, I was in love with pageantry. Me and my best friend, we're friends because of pageantry, and we can sit and talk about pageants all day long. And that's part of where our bond came from. And I've just lived and breathed pageants for like 25 years, and it's something that I do outside of my regular work day.
Wow, that is wonderful. So how many pageants have you competed in, and how many pageants have you won?
Hmm. I can't count how many I've competed in. It's far too many. Um, I have about 13 titles.
Oh, all right, that is great. We are sitting among royalty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have like a, a trophy case over here. I got crowns here. I got crowns all over the house. I love
Oh
crowns.
wow.
Um, and they're strategically just placed throughout the house.
Okay.
Mhm.
So who are some of your influences?
Um, in entertainment, there's a lot. Main influences though. My gay father, Darion Davenport. He's a former Mr. Black Universe, a former Mr. Black America. Um, my original gay father, he's also a former Mr. Black Universe, Devious Iman. Um, one of my gay mothers, formerly known as Sheena Divine Hawkins, now known as Eugene Hawkins, because basically she transitioned into a trans female, uh,
Okay.
basically for the sole purposes of competing. She never wanted to be a girl. Um, and basically, once she decided that she was done competing and doing shows, she decided to transition back. So now she's known as Eugene Hayes, and also Felicia Gallant, the first person that actually ever put me on stage. Those were my influences. There are other individuals in the industry that are icons and legends in this industry that basically um, I also look up to.
Okay. So I know you, well, we know you from BIGO. How did you find out about BIGO?
Um, Honestly, I was on Instagram and I was watching. Whose live was I watching? It was one of the pageant girls that I know. She was on YouTube. I mean, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race too. I can't remember. I can't think of her name right now. But Stasha Sanchez also was like one of the people that came up in her box on Instagram. And
Okay.
Stasha was talking about how she was on BIGO as a host and how a host was making money on BIGO.
Mm.
Um, I got the name of the app. I checked the app out uh, to see what it was about. I was on the app for about a week before I even let anybody know I was there. I was just like paying attention to everything that was going on there. Um, I couldn't get much help from too many people. Too many people weren't volunteering information. Um, I
Mm.
figured out really, really early that if I wanted, I knew I wanted to come on there to be a host. I knew I wanted to make money, especially once I found out the the magnitude of how much money you could make if you were a successful host on Bigo. And anything I do, I strive to be the best at it, and to excel and succeed in it. So I knew in order for that to happen, I was gonna have to have somebody teach me. So I found somebody that was giving a class. I paid for the class and learned everything I needed to learn about Bigo. That's that second week, and by that third week, I was auditioning to become a host.
Okay. Well, I found out about BIGO through Fly. Uh, but once we got on there, we didn't have a lot of help. What I knew, I learned from Fly.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you- we were just dangling by a thread.
Okay,
Well,
just dangling.
I did a little research. Like, what I did is because, like I say, Stasha said she was a host. Um, she mentioned the family that she was in this live on Instagram when she was talking to this other girl. Um, so I did my research on that family. Um, I found out who the founder was. Once I found out who the founder was, I started watching him, and I could tell that he was really knowledgeable. I introduced myself to him. I figured out that actually he was one of the people on the app that was doing well and that was successful and that was actually teaching others how to be successful on the app. Um, I signed up for his class. Um, I came on the app even knowing what family I wanted to be in. Um, I
Okay.
told him basically if I was not going to be a part of Live Nation, because that's the first family I was in when I came on BIGO. I was like, if you don't accept me for Live Nation, then I'll just do this solo dolo. I don't have to be in the family. But if I'm not accepting in Live Nation, then it's either Live Nation or nothing. Um, the day before my host audition, I got my badge.
Oh, okay.
All right. So they mean business.
Okay. See, I learned from BIGO from Tammy PA. Are you familiar with her?
I am.
Oh, okay. Oh, why you say it like that? I'm sorry.
Um, no comment.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But okay. Yeah.
She's just someone I would prefer not to even have a conversation about.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. Okay, that's fine. But when I came on the app, I just looked around and learned a couple of things, and I wanted to bring some of my high end siblings, Michelle and Ty, were willing to come with me.
Hmm.
So and Rachel, and we performed. We just bonded all over again on this new app, and we've made a lot of friends that we cherish to this day. I mean, people that you can't say everybody's your friend. You can't sit with everybody because you don't mesh with everybody. And
No, not at
some
all.
people have bigger personalities than others, and you can't get an edge in it, word in edgewise, and it's just a lot. But um, the question I wanted to ask you were the friends on BIGO that you've acquired.
Um,
Are you?
like I said, when I came on Bigo, the only person that I knew of that was on Bigo was Stasha.
Mm,
Um, so everybody that I ended up surrounding myself around or being around were individuals that I met actually on Bigo. Um, I can count on one hand how many people that are on Bigo now that I knew before Bigo, except for the ones that I brought onto Bigo. I think Catalina was here last week. Mother Gorgeous.
yeah.
She's one of the ones I brought to Bigo. But other than her and a few other people, um, now it's a few other people. It's still like I can count on one hand. Most of the people on Bigo I met and became acquaintance with from being on Bigo.
Oh, okay.
Um, I knew of like my founder now, Super. I knew of Super before coming on Bigo because I used to follow him on Facebook and on Instagram. But I didn't know him like that. I just was one of his followers.
Mm,
Um, I've even did like took like one of his live videos and cut it up and sent it to him. Um, like edited it because I am a video editor. I went to school for film. Um,
okay.
Cortez Washington, Trina B. So I recognize some familiar faces from other social media platforms.
Mm,
However, these are not people that I like knew or that I was friends with. Any bonds that I've established with individuals on Bigo, they were bonds that were established on Bigo.
okay.
So like, isn't Sasha Sanchez one of mommy friends?
Who?
Yeah.
Sasha Sanchez.
Yeah, she
Do you know
is.
Miss Sophia?
Miss Sophia McIntosh.
Yeah. Sophia is I think Sophia may work with Stasha on the brunch that Stasha works on now, but I know Sophia McIntosh is also the official host of the MBU pageant. That first pageant I went to,
Okay.
Sophia was hosting that she was the host of that pageant. So
Wow.
that's two pageants I was. Sophia was working that pageant. That's actually the first time I that's the first time I saw Stasha Sanchez, and that was the first time. Well, no, I take that back. The prelim was the first time I saw Stasha Sanchez because she was the reigning queen. But the first time I saw Sophia McIntosh was actually at that particular national pageant final night.
Okay, well that's our hyena mama,
Okay.
Miss
Yeah,
Sophia.
that's
That's where I get the
good.
name from, Macintosh. I
Okay.
used to have
Yeah.
my real name on YouTube, and I
Mhm.
was kind of stalked a little bit by somebody. I was like, "Look, I'm getting serious about trying to make my money on social media, so I just took my real name off and just put Diva Michelle Macintosh."
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a small world then. Yeah, because like I've known of Sophia for years. Before Tyler Perry was on Madea, I knew of Sophia McIntosh, and I can say some of the stuff that um some of the material in the beginning when Madea first came out. I can say I heard Sophia say it first.
Wow. And that's something.
Okay.
You know what? And I knew about Tyler Perry before I knew about Sophia, but and it just seemed like that's just so unbelievable
But
that
I
he
don't
would do
believe
something like that.
was
You know what I'm
Tyler
saying?
was Tyler doing was Tyler doing the Madea thing though when you when you first met him?
Yeah, I mean, he was doing the plays, traveling around with the plays, and then he got
Oh,
into
okay.
television. Because I didn't know about Sophia until about what 2018, I think it was.
Okay. Oh no.
Just fell in love with her,
So
honey.
I I've been knowing of Sophia since like 1997, and like I say the
Um,
uh I didn't I didn't know if Tyler Perry to those plays got popular and he was traveling and actually those plays were had already become VHS. That's how I became familiar with Tyler Perry, and like I say some of the punchlines and things that uh Tyler Perry used to use for Madea in the earlier days when I first became acquainted with what this Madea character was.
um,
Um, when I would hear some of those lines, the first thing I would think is that sounds like he took that from Sophia McIntosh.
yeah, 'cause she had a video up talking about it, and I was just, in awe,
I would I can vouch for Sophia saying that uh, some of Tyler's original material, if not verbatim, very close. So Sophia wasn't lying at all. Like some of the some of the material I heard in '97 when I went to my first pageant and competed.
Yeah, because I know in the video that I'm talking about that he have on YouTube, he was saying how Tyler Perry would come to the club on the night
Monday
that he
night
would
shows.
perform,
The Monday night shows.
and
We used to
he would
travel
even
to
bring
Atlanta just to go to the Monday night shows.
and he would even take some of the cast members to the shows.
Hmm.
Wow, that's really cool.
Okay.
And he would tell him, "I'm gonna use that." Not ask, "Can you use it?" Somebody else's
It
work.
happens all the time, though. It happens
Wow.
all the time in the
Yeah,
industry.
show business is cutthroat. It's really cutthroat.
It is.
Really is. Wow. Um. Now the other night on your BIGO, I
Hmm.
saw a different side of you that I hadn't seen before. You were
Hmm.
doing drag. So how did that come about?
Um, that character was developed like back in like 2011. Um, I will say, from about like 2011 to 2015, um, I was addicted to drugs. I was on drugs, and that character was developed one night while I was high. Um, for some reason, when I would get high, I always because cell phones were still fairly like with the cameras on them was still like fairly like new to me. Um, and I was infatuated with the camera and being able to record yourself. And so I started turning on my camera and I created this character. Um, when the character first was created, I didn't shave any facial hair or anything like that. Hair was a T-shirt. Um, it was a key. It was just like a. It was just like a joke. I didn't take it serious at all. I started this web series where I played five different personalities. It was about an individual that had five different personalities that all shared the same body. Um, all of the characters except for Vegas was a part of who I was either presently or in a in my past life, as far as like in my adulthood. Like one of the personalities was a church boy. One of the personalities was a pageant boy. Um, one of the personalities was a drug dealer. Um, there was one other personality I can't remember what. Oh, one personality was a porn star, and and,
Okay.
and
Come
uh,
on, Pawn.
one personality that developed
Praise the Lord.
was, and this character was um out of all the characters that were in this web series, um this character was the only character that I don't know where it came from. It was never any a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's on YouTube, but I have it all locked because I'm actually getting ready to develop a documentary um in reference to that character. Is basically it's going to be the elevation of this character because this character is this documentary is also going to tell my testimony on basically how I was delivered from this drug addiction. But honestly, that character was developed in a dark time of my life when I was on drugs, um, and when she would take control of the body, basically, it was still like a part of me because I did shows, but instead of doing male shows, it was Vegas. I was doing girl numbers with a with a towel with a t-shirt on my head or whatever. Um, and over the years, that character uh, developed. Because back then, I didn't even know anything about makeup. I just really learned how to like do female makeup like since I've been on BIGO. Uh,
Oh,
this character had a beard, um, maybe a some type of pink lipstick because basically that's part of her persona. She basically that was one of the sayings that she would say also. Pussy, pink lips, ass, and hips. That's Vegas, bitch. That was one of her catchphrases. Um,
okay.
and she always had pink lips, maybe earrings. Um, it developed into wigs. None of the clothes that she ever wore were female clothes. They were all male clothes made to look like female clothes. Um, Later on, towards the end of this like first phase of Vegas, I had a friend that actually had like gave me a few female garments, but for the most part, Vegas didn't have any female garments. Actually, she still don't got no female garments, quite as it's kept. And really, no, it really was no makeup. If anything, I had started playing in makeup back then also, but it was a fool. Um, and basically, that's where that character developed from. Um, I would say that character kept me grounded through this drug addiction because one thing that also was a part of Vegas that's a part of me in real life. I'm very spiritual and I have a relationship with God. Um, and Vegas likes gospel music. She would do nothing but gospel music. When I put the camera, set the camera up. I made a tripod because I didn't even have a tripod for my camera. I made a tripod and everything, and I would do these shows. Um, Sometimes it would take her hours to get ready because I was high, and I spent 6 hours getting her ready to do a 5 minute show and record it. Um, but I also was on the Glide network, well, the Glide app, and I had developed these like fan groups where you have like this group of people that followed me, and we all would like post like I think it was like 5 minute videos.
Oh, okay.
That's what Glide was. You post a 5 minute video, and so basically it was people that was like in this group, and it had got so big that you could only have 50 people in the group. By the time I stopped using Glide, I had like about 6 or 7 groups where I was having to like run all of the video, all of the recordings through, so everybody in all the groups can see the recordings, and it developed into like um on Mondays we had Make That Money Monday. Everybody would post what they was doing on Monday to make their money. Twerking Tuesday, people would post twerk videos. Um, what the fuck Wednesdays. If you saw something that make you want to say what the fuck, you would post that. And so
Okay.
in all these groups, everybody was posting all these videos, and there was so many videos. Um, I started to take these videos, download them, and start cutting them up and editing them into episodes.
Wow, you are smart. Oh,
And so
wow.
I developed actually, and it's so ironic because right now on BIGO I have a show called The Show, and it's a showcast with entertainers on the show. But uh, the original name of this web series was The Show, and basically it was all of these clips from everybody on this Glide app cut together into an episode to make it all cohesive and make it like make sense. Um, it was sort of like almost like a reality style type because it was like I had the camera on all day and what I was doing, and then I was like editing in people reacting to what I was doing.
Wow.
Um,
That is so creative.
in the beginning, like I had friends that hung around me that would be at my house all the time. Some of them became supporting roles on this show because they also were on Glide. So it was pretty cool. And now that look back at it and think about it, I was like, um, it was kind of like genius. And I didn't even know what I was like. I had no idea that I was like even like this would even like catapult into a career because um fast forward me being institutionalized and because actually the drugs actually put me in a mental state where I needed to be committed into a mental institution because the drugs had took my mind. Pretty much, I had like drug-induced schizophrenia where I heard voices. What do they call it? Audible hallucinations. That wouldn't go away even when I got off of the drug. When I started to once I got clean, these audible hallucinations had become permanent. That's how much brain damage that it had done. It had it actually had depleted all of the chemical that your brain creates called dopamine. It had depleted all of the dopamine in my brain.
Mm.
So I had to take medication to actually like replenish the dopamine. But even though I had went through being institutionalized as far as like committed into the hospital and stuff, and had come off the drugs, that part of me being on those drugs had stayed. Um, I eventually got back in church. Well, that actually caused me to go back to church because I realized wasn't nothing gonna bring me out there and make that go away, but God.
Amen.
Um, and by me having faith that it would go away, and through prayer and through a little bit of medication, I no longer actually experience uh, the hallucinations. Um, I no longer experience that. On top of that, it's like the dopamine actually has replenished itself. Like I find things pleasurable. Back then, nothing at all was pleasurable. Not even an orgasm.
Wow.
Nothing was. And in this particular drug, actually, was a sex drug. Um, so basically, even having sex it was defeating the purpose because you were no longer even enjoying the sex because I had depleted all of my dopamine. So there was nothing pumping through my body to give me a pleasurable feeling. Even doing the drugs, it was no longer euphoric for me.
Okay.
So
I,
once it
yeah, I
got
had
to
a
that
cousin.
point, I kind of like hid it from my family, but I couldn't hide it too long because being on the drugs, I lost my apartment. I ended up moving back with my grandparents. Um, through the audible hallucinations, I almost killed myself by being combative with the voices, and I ended up taking some pills one night, pretty much arguing with the voices, saying that okay, I'm covered by God, I'm blessed, and God has me here for a reason. I'm not going anywhere because I was tired of hearing the voices, and the voices were saying, if you're tired of hearing us, then take yourself out. Uh, Take some pills. And I was like, that's stupid. Why would I take the pills? Because it's not gonna work. God ain't ready for me to go nowhere. I'll
Mhm.
prove it to you. I took the pills. I quickly realized that was stupid. um, I started to lose all the feeling. It was, I think it was some blood pressure medicine from my grandfather in the medicine cabinet, but I started to lose all the feeling in my legs. I drugged myself to the backyard because I didn't want to throw up in the bathroom. My grandparents would have heard me because their bedroom was close to the bathroom. Threw all of that up. Ended up dragging myself back in the house. Um, And my grandmother came in the room the next morning, and she was saying, "Didn't you say you had a job interview today?" Or no, I was supposed to go sign up for school, because that's another thing that uh, with filming with Vegas and creating this show and editing on my phone, people were seeing these episodes and they were saying that, okay, you have something there. You're talented in editing and putting together content creation. You need to go try to go to school for that. And I kept saying I was going to go to school. And I had been in my grandparents' house about a month, and I kept saying I was going to go down to the school and sign up, and I hadn't. And this particular morning, my grandmother was like, "Didn't you say you had an appointment down at that school to go sign up uh, for school?" And I told her I was like, "I'm not going down. I'm not going today because I'm not. I'm tired. I've been up all night throwing up pills because I almost killed myself." And then basically the voice that was I was hearing that I was arguing with sounded as if it were my brothers.
Mhm.
And I was still like groggy when I told her this. I was like, "I've been up arguing with Oscar all night. He almost made me kill myself. I ain't going nowhere. Leave me alone." Went back
Mhm.
to sleep. Um, Next thing I remember, there were like maybe four paramedics standing around my bed, and then like maybe like six police. And my family was like, "We've been ignoring this." And the thing is, when I moved back to my grandmother's house, I had took myself off the drugs because there was no that none of that was going on. I wouldn't have been able to hide that there at all. Period. Um, and basically, I had already realized that okay, something was wrong with me. I was here and I was trying to hide it. I was hearing these voices and I was trying to like think, okay, if I stay off the drugs long enough, that everything would fix itself. But it wasn't. The voices were still there. And they could see something was wrong, but they all were ignoring it except for my brother. My brother was telling them, "Y'all ignoring the big elephant in the room." And so my grandmother went and told my mother and my brother what I had said. That's when my brother had came clean and was like, "Yeah, something not right with him. I think he on drugs." And so they was like, "You got to commit we got to go to the hospital." And I was like, "I'm not going. I'm not going to commit myself." And they were like, "Well, you can't stay here." And I was like, "Well, I guess I'll leave." So once I left, I quickly realized that um, the only place I could go was to individuals who were still on this drug. I knew at that point I did not want to go back and get back on that drug because it had put me in this state of mind. And to be out of your mind and know and be consciously knowing that you're out of your mind and can't do anything about it is the scariest feeling you ever want to have. Um, so I realized that okay, you really can't go nowhere but back around your friends that's doing this. So you might as well just go ahead and commit yourself. So I went back to my grandmother and I was like, "Y'all can call the paramedics back. I'll go." Um, and I went in and I went through rehab. First, I went to the mental institution. Then I had to go through rehab, uh, in-house rehab. Uh, Once I got out of the mental institution, they put me on medication. The medication had started to work, um, but it was like kind of hard for me at first because the medication was forcing me to do a lot of sleep because to replenish the dopamine, your body has to rest. You have to be sleep. Your body's not gonna like start. like reproducing dopamine, you have to be in a sleep state, I guess is what it is. But so a lot of this medicine actually was putting me to sleep. One of the first medications they put me on um, knocked me out so bad I fell asleep on my arm. I woke up and didn't have any of the feeling in my arm for like about 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Because I had slept so long on my arm.
Yeah.
So but fast forward, uh, once I kind of got like accoladed to like dealing with what I thought was going to be like a permanent mental disorder. Um, I did sign up for school. Um, I went and started working on my film degree. Um, while in school, because once I got out the mental institution and everything, I started going back to church anyway. Got in the choir, everything. And basically, I grew up in church, so um, I knew that okay, this was the only, this was going to be the only way out of this. God was the only going to be the only one because they was changing my medicine and all that. And I'm like, y'all, I'm still hearing these voices and shit, and and something's got to give. Um, I was honest with my pastor and let him know exactly like what caused this and what I was going through. Um, and one Sunday he called me up and he put some blessed oil on my ears and prayed for me. And from that day forward, I have not heard, I have not had an audible hallucination
What a blessing.
from that day forward.
God is good.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
very much so. Um, this afforded me the opportunity to be able to focus in school because actually my first year uh, in school, I was probably going to fail because I wasn't able to focus because like editing and like writing screen because like the first part of my film degree was like general film where I was taking screenwriting, cinematography, uh, video editing, producing, and directing. To screenwrite, you can't screenwrite something if you got voices going on in your head. Editing, it's hard to edit if you got voices going on in your head. And so, halfway through my freshman year, he prayed for me. It went away, and I actually like picked my grades up the, the latter part of my freshman year, and I actually made it through my freshman year. I didn't drop out because I almost dropped out because I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. Um, so went through school. Uh, I think I went all the way through my senior year. I decided to start doing pageants again because I had quit doing the drug had stopped me from doing pageants, all that. I was passing up bookings, all of that. Wasn't going to compete. I had won pageants before that they invite you back every year and they pay you to come back. I was passing up bookings because I was at home 6 hours in the mirror, high, creating trying to learn how to do makeup for Vegas. Um, so after getting all the way through, almost through school and getting ready to graduate, um, I started preparing for a pageant, and then that's actually what segued me back into like competing again and entertaining and stuff.
Wow. You have been through a lot.
Yeah, but that's basically how that female character was developed during that time of my life. How and basically I put that character away because I kind of like was and I actually took down all the YouTube. I didn't take them down; they're still on here. I just like locked them where nobody could see them but me. Um, Even if I have a moment um, where I feel like I may have the thought of like even going back that down that road,
Mhm.
um, quickly I can go to YouTube and look at those videos and actually just looking at myself in those videos it reminds me okay of what all I was going through and what all transpired and where that took me and easily it's like that thought would just like be erased from my head. So I don't see myself ever going back down that road. Um, but also I took Vegas and put Vegas away because Vegas also reminded me so much of that dark time in my life. Um, Fast forward to coming on BIGO, I noticed that a lot of black men on BIGO, they put on wigs, they put a little lipstick on, whether they got a beard or not. They seem to collect more beans than others. And the rumor is true on BIGO. Females make more money than men. It's easier for a female to make money on BIGO than it is for a man, even if they're a bearded man. I mean, a bearded female. You tend to make more money, and so um, I think it was Thanksgiving. Um, I needed like I needed to push to like I needed to like push. I think I needed like 20K towards the end of the month. I can't remember exactly what the amount was, but I was actually lining with Grandma Murder, and I was just playing with Grandma Murder. Um, we were lying. I forgot
Grandma.
how I ended up going in the closet and grabbing a wig because I still had the because Vegas had wigs by the time I put her away. Vegas had wigs. Vegas had a suitcase full of makeup.
Okay.
Um, and Grandma Murder had said something. I was like, "Oh, don't play with me," because I before I knew it, I was on BIGO lining with Grandma Murder with a wig on. Um, and that entire day, I stayed dressed up like that, and I was lining with people. Um, I noticed that um, it was a lot easier for me to collect beans that day.
That's
I think on
amazing.
Thanksgiving I finished hitting my quota that day. So I learned quickly that okay, um, this could be if I take this Vegas character that I created years ago and further develop it, it could be something that uh, is a part of my content on BIGO. Um, I also knew that with the culture of BIGO and everybody like tearing each other down and reading each other and stuff like that, I knew that character before that was basically purposely a fool that I wasn't trying to make her look good or it was a joke. I noticed that I still would have to like step the game up on this character if it was gonna be on BIGO if I didn't want to end up having to argue with people about the way I look.
Mhm.
Um so Thanksgiving that happened and it pushed me to my quota. And then just periodically it was like um usually towards the end of the month. Let me see if Vegas can push me to the end or whatever. So sometimes Vegas would come out. But then when they created this um where you gotta have like pure support and you can't trade as much with the other hosts and they put this percentage. Um I tried something. I had an idea and I said I'm gonna for the entire month, I'm gonna bring the Vegas character to BIGO. I'm gonna develop her from where she is now into something different in front of my viewers. So basically, every time I was like turning into Vegas, it would be done on camera. So that was like part of my content. Like I knew I didn't know how to do makeup well enough to like look good where it wouldn't people wouldn't read me or whatever. So I was being transparent about this with my viewers. Is like as I was like, I'm learning this, I'm learning this, I'm learning this. And so for that whole month, I can even see a difference from the character um at the beginning of last month to
Hmm.
the end of last month when I put her away, and then um I was joking this month when I was saying, oh, to bring her back. I got to get 4 boxes in one day. Lo and behold, that day I got 4 boxes, so I, she had to come out. Um,
Great.
and then I was saying, in order for her to stay, she had to get a box every day, and it seemed like for like a whole week she was getting a box. She was getting, and it wasn't like I wasn't working as hard as I was if I was just coming on as Zaddy.
Mm.
So it was like this new content that was developed actually helped me. Like it actually helped acquire a lot of pure support, because when they made this rule, I didn't have a lot of pure support at all. I will admit, a lot of my hitting my quotas was because of the trades that I was doing, the raffles that I was having, and having people buy raffle tickets, and the contests that I was throwing, and the productions that I was putting on. They was generating beans. Some of that was like organic and pure support, but I didn't have like uh, a main pure support system per se, where I would, in the beginning, I wouldn't say I had 40% of my beans were organic. That had to be developed, because even at the end of last month, um, the whole month I set at like 68%, 68%, 68%. I was still over the percentage that we're supposed to have as a host. I was at like 68%, and that's over.
Yeah.
So this character has actually gained me pure support. Um, and I'm pretty sure it'll develop further. I don't think it'll go anywhere past uh, social media and being on like BIGO, or another social media platform. Um, I've always known that I was a good entertainer. A lot of how I learned how to lip sync uh, came from me emulating my drag mothers, telling them I could do your number better than you. And
Okay.
a lot of them telling me, okay, uh, take this number and develop it into a boy number, like perform it as if you're a boy, not a girl. But in order to do that, you would have to learn it as a girl. So if you're gonna do this as a girl, figure out how to make this masculine. And that's a lot of how I like learned how to like lip sync and pantomize, just like in the house practicing with the individuals that pretty much introduced me to lip syncing and pantomizing. And so um, I knew once I developed this character that once I got the look together, um, me actually performing that was going to come natural. Um, all the way to the point where even when I do a half and half, a guy on one side and a female on the other, I can have two different body languages at the same time on one side of this body, and
I saw you do
it's
that.
just natural.
Yes, I saw you perform like that, and it was amazing. And the other night I saw you as a female, and you are beautiful. And it's no matter what you do,
Yeah.
it's haters everywhere.
Mm,
So I enjoy you, and you got a big fan here.
thank you,
You know
thank
what I'm
you.
saying? I majored in theater. I love entertainment. I love drag queens. I just like to be entertained. You know, uh, and it's just as people, we need to respect each other's artistry. Just support each other. It's so easy to be nice to each other. It's so easy to support each other. Because when I was on your live the other night and you were in drag, people were being mean, and I'm
Mm.
like, really?
And so the thing is, like, um, a lot of people will be confused as well, because they automatically assume, because they see me in makeup and a wig, that okay, I want to be a woman. No, I don't want to be a woman, but I did realize that okay, this is something, emulating a woman, uh, and performing. I'm good at it. It is content. It is proven through several test trials of testing it out on BIGO that my numbers actually increase. Um, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Um, to be honest with you, I'm at the age where, because I'm 45 years old, I'll be 46. I'm at the age where uh, negative comments and people giving me their opinion of me, especially if I don't feel that way about myself, or if it's something that I know is a complete lie, it doesn't bother me. I have very tough skin. Um, and basically, because you're misunderstanding me, that's your problem, that you're misunderstanding me and you're not taking time to understand me and understand. If just because you come in and you look and you see something, you automatically assume, oh, you must want to be a girl, or you're confused, One day we come in here, you're a girl. One day you come in here, you're a boy. You confused. You don't know what you want to be. I know what I want to be. I know what I am. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, I'm a broadcasting host, and I have to create content. And this is merely part of my content.
Mm-hmm. It's
Um,
entertainment.
yeah, like, and then the thing is, like, prior to this last time that I brought Vegas out, um, Vegas had never been anywhere but in front of a camera. Even when the camera goes off, Vegas immediately goes away. Um, but for content, do y'all think I can get clocked walking to the store? Me, I'm comfortable enough in my manhood and who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a scary or timid or a cowardly person where I would be scared to walk down the street like that, because at the end of the day, regardless of how I walk down the street, if I want to walk down the street like that, that's my prerogative. And if you get out of line or disrespect me, regardless of whether I got it on, you're gonna get the same result. So I wasn't afraid to walk to the store, even though that the character had never been from in front of the camera. It was part of content. Will I get clocked walking to the store? So I walked to the store with my camera on.
Okay.
So basically, it's um, if anyone's watching that sees me on BIGO, let's be clear. I'm not confused at all, and I know who I am, and I know what I am. And the female character that you see is basically something that was developed to generate beans, and it's actually doing that. It's piqued people's interest, and more people have started to watch me. And then as you watch me, you get to know me as an individual just from watching me, because I'm very transparent from getting ready. Vegas doesn't just appear on BIGO. Actually, you Vegas is developed right in front of your eyes. I think that's a part of the the it factor, or the amazement of it, to see me go from this to that right before your eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
to like,
It is.
and not to leave anything to your imagination, like how did he do this, I'll walk you through all of it. And even with me walking you through all of it, once you're looking at the finished product, you're like, well, damn, I know he did this, but damn, he look good. You know
Like
what
I
I'm
done said
saying? So
wow 50 million times in this video, they'll be just like that. Saying
mhm,
wow 50 million times.
yeah. But yeah, I just want people to understand, like, okay, I'm not confused, I know what I am. And it's pretty much, what do they say on BIGO? This is for entertainment purposes only.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I have another question for you. Uh, and when we talked yesterday, I didn't think about it. But are you familiar with BIGO Drag Race?
I am.
Did you know that on the night that they did the snatch game, that you were imitated?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
You were.
Oh, really? Who
Yes.
imitated me?
Star
Start out.
Goddess.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Goddess.
I didn't know that.
She did
Really?
a
Oh
good
my
job.
God.
I didn't. The thing is, with Drag Race, I didn't follow Drag Race. It's no secret that a lot of the individuals that competed in Drag Race uh, were a part of the family that I created. A lot of those entertainers that were on Drag Race were, like Star herself, was developed into a lip syncer from being in association with me. Star was not a lip syncer when she met me. Star was a rapper and a singer.
Okay.
Um, but due to certain situations that transpired with the A-list All Stars and certain people and their loyalty being in question, and uh, disagreements with me, um, I didn't watch the season, because, like a lot of them, I cut them off. And once I cut you off, it's like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm not peeking on the wall watching your live or trying to see what's going on. I don't care. I don't care to, like, involve myself with it. Um, why am I going to take time out of my day to watch what you're doing when I can be over here making money myself? So I didn't follow it. I didn't know who all actually competed. Um, someone came into my live and asked me um, what was my opinion of the drag race, and did I have an opinion on the drag race on BIGO? And I was like, well, the only opinion I have is I do know who the host is that actually uh, has this contest, and my experience with that individual and being in one of their contests um, is uh, the season's probably going to be unprofessional. It's probably going to be um, either rigged or unfair. Um, and the winner probably is not going to be the winner, is what I said. That was my opinion based solely off of me knowing the individual that was actually uh, throwing the contest.
Mhm.
Um, that same day, and this was so ironic, I didn't even know that they had just announced the winner or that the season was over because it seemed like it was too quick because I had just heard through the grapevine that Sinful had won. Um, and in my opinion, there were other girls on this app that could have beat Sinful, and I was like, nobody must have ran because if Sinful won, that's just how I felt. There's a lot of other girls that are more advanced in drag and could actually beat her in a competition. So I was like, if she won, my initial thought was nobody must have ran, or who was the girls that ran. That's what I felt about season one when I found out she won. Um, and then I come across this live. It's an argument about the outcome of, I guess, this last season that they had.
Yes, Simple One season one.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
this argument I heard was like, it was Sinful on the panel. It was Mother Gorgeous on the panel. I think Star was on that panel, and I think Lanye was on that panel, the host. And just from me coming across that live and actually like just being a fly on the wall and listening and watching, when I got back to my solo live, no lie, I said, well, from what I'm hearing, some people feel like it was rigged or it wasn't fair. Some people feel like it was unprofessional. Some people feel like the winner wasn't the winner. I say, wow, my opinion, not even knowing anything about the season and knowing who I was in it or anything, matched what I listening to all those individuals that were involved in that season.
Mhm.
Just listening to their conversation because it was an argument. They were all in a disagreement. Um,
Wow.
and then when I found out who won, based off of what I knew of the individual when I was around him, because me and Ty haven't been around each other at all since a lot of that shit went down with the A-list All Stars, and he didn't want to be a part of it, caught in the middle of it. So basically, he just separated himself. So me knowing that he was a beginner and knowing, okay, I know what Mother Gorgeous gives because Mother Gorgeous, I know her in real life. That's my cousin outside of BIGO. Um,
Okay.
and I've watched her develop as an entertainer. Knowing what all these other entertainers that were in this contest that last I knew, Ty was looking up to them, trying to learn something from them. I was like, uh, it's kind of like I said, either he's a fast learner, or like I said, this contest was rigged or unfair. It was unprofessional, and from what I heard in this argument, it kind of like supports what my opinion was. But at the end of the day, it's just my opinion. That's how I felt. Um, and I had my reasons for feeling the way I felt about the host and the contest that they run because I was in the contest that person was hosting, and it seemed to be unfair, unprofessional, and rigged. And so I quit in the middle of the season. But I didn't know that. To be honest with you, I'm kind of like flattered. That means okay, you must look at me as a celebrity because on the Snatch game you pick a celebrity.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, Ty is one of our Hyena brothers. Yes, he has a lot of experience, like in makeup from years
mm,
past and have videos on here. And he won season two of Big O Drag Race, and we watched it every single night. I mean, he slayed. I mean, he was my first option to win,
okay,
and
and then for me
Nyla
to
was my second, and so he won, and Nyla the Doll is his runner up.
Okay. Now, for me to hear that he won and know who all was in this competition, um, pretty much actually not to pat my own self on the back or toot my own horn, but um, a lot of the critiques that has developed him into who he is now, and was able to beat individuals that he was looking up to, came from him. Actually, the short time that he actually was involved with the shows and the productions I put on. Um, any of them that actually have come through, like the show or my lip sync battle or anything like that, when they go out and they excel in other contests and stuff, um, especially anyone that was in the A-list All Stars. At the end of the day, you're still a product of the A-list All Stars, and basically that was your beginning. And if you didn't have that beginning, you probably wouldn't be where you are now. So it makes me proud.
As you should be. I mean, because you put a platform out there for people to showcase their talents.
And I will tell you this: when I came on the app, there were no lip sync battles.
Mm,
I had to like compete in talent shows that had singers, dancers. Sometimes I was always uh, told, okay, what I presented was good. They really couldn't find anything wrong with it, but a lot of the times in the beginning, I was getting dancers or well singers pretty much were being selected over me, the lip syncer, because people felt it was easier. Some people felt lip syncing was not a talent, or that it was not a craft, or that it was not an art. So what I did was like every time I would go and basically you listen to the critiques that you get
mhm.
from whatever contest you go to, whether it applies to you or not, or you feel like it applies to you. Take what you can take from it, and you go back and you fix what they the critique that you take those critiques and develop yourself into a better entertainer is what I'm trying to say. And eventually I started to even like go to these different contests that had singers and wipe out 9 singers where
Mhm.
singers I'm the only one got a perfect score and all these singers couldn't beat me. I was even in one contest on BIGO where the host was mad that they picked me as the winner over the singers. But if you can't find anything wrong with my performance and I got a perfect score and you found things wrong with those singers' performances, why couldn't I win? So with a lot of that going on, and then I also kind of like came on the app with the type knowing what type of content I wanted to create. I knew whatever I did was going to have something to do with lip syncing because that's
Mhm.
what I do. Um, but prior to the Dragon lip sync battle, I couldn't find anything on the app that actually like uh that featured lip syncers or gave us the opportunity to compete or give us that platform. I did see like some people like playing in the craft, but I didn't see anybody taking it serious or professionally, is what I'll say. Because I've seen some people put on the sheet and they was giving me Vegas, pre-Vegas, when Vegas was back when she was starting. That's what they was giving me. I didn't see uh anybody taking the art and craft of lip syncing professionally serious other than Stasha Sanchez. She had a Sunday night show. She was the only one I saw that basically had a platform that actually like had anything to do with lip syncing that was taken seriously. Everyone else, it seems to be a joke, or we weren't accepted, or we were overlooked in these contests. And
Well, you know what? I joined BIGO in December of
mhm.
last year. And so, I was just wanting to do something different on my, channel. And I was, doing my makeup, talking about unboxings or whatever. So, I decided I wanted to do a lip sync battle. So the friends that was sitting on my panel all the time, I talked to them about it, talked to Fly about it, and so I had a lip sync battle. The ones that performed was me, Ty, Tiny, another person performed briefly, not didn't feel comfortable with that number, but I don't know why. I just knew that Ty was going to bring it. He did. He did three numbers. So after my lip sync battle, he decided he wanted to do one on his. So he went looking around on BIGO and he came across you somehow. I don't know if it was
Actually,
your live.
it was a Wednesday night.
Okay.
That's back when in December the show was actually, if I'm not mistaken, December was the first month of the show because we had lip sync battles on Wednesday.
Mhm.
We got to season 4. I had an issue with judges that were being unfair. Um, and the winner was not going to be the winner because they had eliminated the winner. And I just felt like it was obvious to the judge. It was obvious to the comments and the audience. It was obvious to me that there was some unfair judging going on.
Mm.
One judge wasn't paying attention. He was cammed down at work and wasn't even paying attention. The other judge
Wow.
was trying to cheat for his daughter, and then I had one impartial judge in the middle, which basically uh, we both were looking at each other like, okay, this is not going right. So before we even finished the finale, I said the lip sync battle is indefinitely ended. No more
Mm.
lip sync battle. I'm done with the lip sync battle because that's how pissed I was. Not to mention other lip sync battles and other platforms were developing that had lip syncing involved. So and I felt like it was becoming saturated anyway. So I was like, this is it for me doing a lip sync battle. That same night, I developed an idea to do the show where we had professional level lip syncers on a cast, like we do in the club. And so that's how the show was developed. And it may have been like the third week that we were doing it. And no shade, when the show first came out, we had about 20 entertainers, 20 drag entertainers. We only had 2 vocalists. Everybody else was drag or male leads that lip synced.
Hmm.
And the show was hot. We had the views. Um, and Ty came through that night and he saw it and he was amazed. I remember it. Because from the comments, he was like, hey, and he reached out to me. He told me about his contest. Um, I think I asked him, I was like, how much are you giving away? When he told me how much he was giving away, I was like, I would prefer to just rather be a judge. Um, and he brought me on as a judge. Um, and that's how actually me and Ty ended up like interacting with each other. I told him I would bring him at least one contestant, and Anila, it was her first day uh, as a host, and she already was in drag. And I was like, and I used to tell the girls all the time on my cast, like, I be knowing about all these contests, whether they're a lip sync contest or not, because I'll go and do a talent show in a minute.
Hmm.
And I would tell them about these contests, and they wouldn't come with me. And then when they see me come back, and I don't want to drag, and then they want to go to this contest. But Anila did come with me, and that's how Anila ended up coming over to Ty's because it was her first day, and I just told her come over with me. But I remember when the first day I met Ty, he was in the comments.
Fly, what month did I do my lip sync battle on my big up? I know we joined in December, but it had to
I
been like
think
what?
Taj was in January though, because Anila
Yeah,
became a
it
host
was
in January.
It was January. Okay, okay.
somewhere
But
But
I
around.
we,
think
like
he
I said, we
probably
had a.
I think he probably came to he either came in early January or December because I know it was a real big night. I'm talking about actually that night Ty came through. Our numbers got up to 1,000.
Oh wow, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was also when Ty had his lip sync. I was one of the judges also. And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
met
I remember you.
you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But when he, like I said, when I had my lip sync battle, I was just like I said, I was just trying to do something fun. I didn't have no judges or anything. I was just trying to entertain my life.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, when I first came on, the closest thing to somebody lip syncing and anybody even taking it like remotely seriously was Sasha Sanchez one woman show, her solo live on Sunday nights. She would do a show. That's the only thing I've seen on here like that.
Okay.
And I was and my thing was okay. I'm going to create this platform. for lip syncers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reaching out to entertainers that are not on this app that I know are good lip syncers, and I'm going to start telling them to come over here because there's money to be made over here. And so that's how I ended up reaching out to Mother Gorgeous and getting her to come over. And from there, just like it just kept growing.
I love Gorgeous. I was going to interview her the other, what was it, last week, but something came up, so we had to. Hopefully, I can interview her later. But I love Gorgeous. So
Yeah.
beautiful.
I watched Mother Gorgeous grow up. Mother Gorgeous was a kid when I met Mother Gorgeous.
Oh, she is so sweet. And we had a good talk on her live. I haven't seen her in a while.
She actually just came through my live right before I came over here.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. Um, Fly, do you have any more questions?
Mm, no, he basically covered everything. Yeah, that I wanted to ask.
Our hyena sister, Coco Delicious, have a question. So, did you think
Oh,
you would?
the lip sync contest actually after 2 months of not having it, we started it back up. We redid season 4. We have we crowned a season 4 champion. We crowned a season 5 champion. 2 nights ago, we crowned a season 6 champion. Back when I started the lip sync battle, um, I promised that once I got 6 champions, all of them were going to come back to compete for a yacht. So coming up starting next week on Tuesday is season 7, Battle of the Champions. All of the champions are coming back to compete against each other. Everyone that's won. Um, and it's going to be a month-long competition. They'll have a different theme each week. Um, the first week will be celebrity impersonations. The second week they won't compete. We're doing a reunion for this season that we just finished, so I can award the prizes and stuff. And then week 3 of the month, they're going to do back to the 70s and 80s.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
the fourth week, they're going to do gospel, inspirational, or Christian. And then the finale will be an all white yacht party.
okay. Well, I would definitely come through.
It's,
Okay.
it actually,
Definitely.
if you haven't checked out the Dragon Lip Sync battle, if you haven't checked out any of the seasons, this season coming up will be the season to watch it because all of these entertainers basically are pretty much on a professional level um, of lip sync. And I know Alizé works in the club, Catalina works in the club now. Bartender works in the clubs. Speak Up E, he was one of our contestants that his first time lip syncing was my contest. He ended up winning his season. That's how, and basically, my lip sync battle is actually not just like a contest. The way it's structured, it's to develop you into a better entertainer and a professional lip syncer. So by the time you finish this contest, you'll be able to actually someone will be able to look at a video of you and want to hire you for their club. You'll be able to get a booking at a club by the time you get to the end of your season because we've developed you into that through the critiques that we give. Um, Not only are we judging on lip sync, we're judging on your appearance, your makeup, your hair, your costuming. Is it cohesive with the song that you're doing and your music? Even your sound, if it's good, that's taken into play as well as your background. So they basically have to pay attention to all of that in this contest.
So, when you have these seasons, do you screen record
Um, in the
or do
beginning,
BIGO allow that?
I think that the season that Mother Gorgeous won, I think uh I have that recorded because I had started uh hiring someone to screen record it for me. Um so I think I have Mother Gorgeous's season when she won. Um Other than that, I may have a few of this last season because now when I go live on BIGO because they are always banning and stuff, I record every live. Every time I go live, I'll record and then just dump it to my computer. So I have a lot of footage I haven't even gone through, but a lot of that is going to be like developed into this docu series that's going to tell it's basically going to be like the elevation of Vegas where she came from.
Okay. So, because you screen recorded, I mean, would BIGO mind like if you sold it where people can buy the seasons and watch them?
Um,
Like, can you better make money off people like
I
that?
doubt if they have any say so over it because
Okay.
at the end of the day,
Yep.
you have so many people. If you type in BIGO on YouTube, there's so many so many different lives of people's lives on here, the arguments, all that's on here.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, well, with the lip sync battle, the lip sync battle is for anyone that's a novice all the way to an expert. Because even as an expert, you can always be critiqued to develop uh, into a better lip syncer. Like I say, we have a champion in our champion circle that was a brand new lip syncer when he started the contest. By the end of the season, he was good enough to win and beat everybody.
That's
So
wonderful. Okay.
even newcomers can come and compete in the season. Next season, we it won't be anybody that hasn't like competed before. Like I said, we're doing all the champions, but immediately after that, after we do the champions battle, after that season is over, season 8, newcomers can come. Um,
Like just make perfect.
now, like during the month of June, um, depending on the level of the newcomers, depending on basically, because some people have a natural. Like there was a newcomer that competed Tuesday. It was his first time. Um, I felt like his lip sync and his performance of the presentation of his box. If he wanted me to bring him on as a special guest on my Wednesday night show with the cast, I would because basically, even as a newcomer, he was good enough. So I feel like if you're a good enough entertainer and this is natural for you already as it is, um, you can get practice actually like just getting booked on my Wednesday night show. And the Wednesday night show is just like a talent showcase with um I have lip syncers and vocalists. Right now I have more vocalists than I have lip syncers, but if you're a good enough vocalist or lip syncer, you can always special guest.
And you
Okay.
get paid, Coco, on BIGO. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I sure thank you for doing this interview with me. You have shared everything with us, your life, your career, all your awards and everything. And when people look back at this video, you're gonna be an inspiration to somebody who has gone through. It might not necessarily be the same thing, but whatever they have gone through in their life, when they look at you, they would say, "Okay, I've been through this, but I can get through whatever, and I can
Hmm.
still achieve my dreams." So
And
you're a big inspiration.
I will say this too, like even like being on Bigo, uh, the art of lip sync and pantomizing, uh, it's therapeutic for me. Like so much goes on Bigo, and a lot of the times, okay, if you're streaming, uh, you may get a text message to come across, or you may get some information that makes you like that takes you to a different place. Me lip syncing and doing a show actually takes me to a different world, and it's therapeutic for me. Um, Instead of getting on inventing, because like I used to get on invent a lot when people piss me off or people do me wrong, and then people told me, oh, it seems like you're always playing victim because someone's always doing you wrong, and I'm like, I can't help that people keep doing me wrong. I must got a sign on my face that he gonna let you do him wrong. I can't um I can't just like control who does me wrong, but I can control on what I vent and what I use as my content. And so I stopped venting a lot and just started performing. And basically, that's content, and and basically the more you perform, the more you develop uh, the craft. Um, to be honest, since I've been on Bigo is where you will find me. If you go to any of my other social media, all you're gonna do is see links and shares of other people's lives um, to Bigo. I'm no longer I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. Facebook is used to like promote Bigo. Um,
Okay.
I really don't give out my Facebook because it ties you to my legal name. Um, you don't want my Twitter. uh,
Okay, Coco. I
uh,
hope you get a.
Instagram.
I
I can
mean,
give you my Instagram. My Instagram is just Marshawn Divine.
Okay.
And actually, if you go to my Instagram, uh, my website link is in my bio, and actually that will show you a lot of my documentary work, my short film work, even what I was doing right before I came onto BIGO. What I was doing is I was doing pre-recorded live streams to Facebook and to here. I would pre-record it, the episode, and then I would stream it as if it were a live episode. And those were gospel parodies. You can find them here on my BIGO is ZaddyDragon. That's my BIGO ID. Um, on here, I'm gonna cringe, but I have to see. That's a
I
lot of the
tell
reasons why I
you
didn't
more
want to give
about
my
it,
Facebook
Coco.
either. But that's the only way you'll even be able to see these gospel parodies. Um,
Yeah.
because I was doing these gospel parodies where I played the entire choir. That's another forum where Vegas actually like, but I wouldn't say this was actually Vegas. It was still like female characters. Um, I played the tenor section, I played the soprano section, I played the alto section, I played the director, and I played the soloist. And I would film them all on green screen or black screen, put them all together on the same screen, and make a each episode would be three choir songs. And these were gospel parodies that I would stream live on Facebook, and put my cash app up, and they would bring in like about anywhere between 150 to $200 a week. So when I realized that, and we were in COVID, so COVID is what started me to doing that. Um, when I realized you can make way more than that on BIGO, I knew I wouldn't be able to do the pre-recorded streaming. But and then I found out there was a way for me to do that also. I just haven't went and got a Windows computer to do it. But I didn't care that I didn't have to, I wouldn't be able to do that, knowing that I could stream live and make more money.
Okay, Coco,
I've
you
been
go,
doing
girl.
drag since the age of 14 and on and off, and for almost 20 years ago now. Oh, okay, okay. But it's just like with the for me, it's natural for me, the performance part of it.
Hmm.
If you want to say quote unquote drag for me, because a lot of times on BIGO, I haven't even shaved. I just know how to apply the makeup well enough, and the BIGO filters. I learned how to use the BIGO filters also, because sometimes the BIGO filters come into play with my girl character, because uh, if I don't have the proper makeup or I don't have enough time, I've mastered the BIGO filters where you won't even be able to tell I have a full beard, and I've painted over it. Um, but
Hmm.
the performance part was not it's not hard at all for me. It comes natural. Um, the hardest part was developing this character to where I felt comfortable enough in her look to put her on BIGO, as to where when somebody tried to read her, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Well, you were beautiful the other night, but like I said, you're gonna have haters regardless. So, child, all you gotta do is just shake those haters off, honey, and keep going.
Yeah,
Because it's probably just jealousy. They might be another drag queen that might not look as good as you.
and to be honest with you, since I've brought the character on, yeah, I've gotten a little shade from the girls that do it regularly, and I can't help it that you ain't figured out how to make your makeup look right with these filters, and give a look looks almost flawless. I took time and learned what I needed to learn to
Hmm.
present the look I wanted to present on there. Um, if you notice, for up until recently, that girl character was seen nowhere on BIGO but in my solo live or on my panel. That was because I was learning how to do the makeup, and in the in the midst of me learning how to do the makeup, I was utilizing the filters to my advantage to still give a look just as good as the girls that actually sit in the mirror all day and do their makeup. But now I'm at the point where I don't even need the filters. And you really can't use the filters if you're doing a half and half. So that's actually what forced me to learn how to like really like make the makeup look good. And so actually, yeah, Vegas has been on several different panels other than my own now.
That's great.
Actually, I won a contest at Vegas. On BIGO already.
All right. So do you have a show? Do you have any performance tonight?
More than likely, my solo live is me entertaining. Tonight's Thursday, right? Yeah. More than likely, I'll be going through my playlist, like I normally do on my solo live, performing. But starting next Thursday, I start a new show on Thursdays. It's the vocal champion battle, which is the equivalent to the lip sync battle, but for vocalists. So it'll be the lip sync on Tuesday, the cast on Wednesday, and the vocalist battle on Thursday. So that'll be my schedule starting in June: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you may can find me anywhere on the app in somebody's contest.
Okay.
And Monday, I'll rest.
Well, wonderful. Well, like I say, I will slide through there tonight. I'm off the next
Okay.
3 days, so I, want to relax, enjoy my weekend. So, hey, like I say, I love to be entertained, so I will be sliding through there.
Yeah, I'll definitely be on live. Right now for the month, I'm comfortable where I am with what tier I'm at, but at the end of the day, I feel like if I don't push through the whole month, I feel like I'll be pretty much uh cheating my viewers and my supporters who's been supporting me all month, um, who's expecting to see me all month. So I might as well just push through the rest of the month, and they may surprise me and push me to my next tier. So you don't know if you unless you try. I just know me personally, as far as investing um any more money into the app this month, I won't be doing. So at this point, it's basically going to be wherever I get pushed to this month. The rest of it is going to be off of pure support.
Okay.
And this month, uh, I'm actually dead in the middle. I have 50% pure support, and the other 50% um, is from host. And I can say I have more than 50% pure support because a lot of the hosts that actually dropped on me uh, would be considered pure support in the sense that it wasn't a trade. They came and just actually gifted me because they were enjoying my content. So to go from zero pure support to where I am now with my peer support, I can say just like for me developing that character and bringing it onto Bigo, it has helped me.
Well, that's a blessing. I'm glad for you, and thank God that I uh, came across you, that I met you on Ty's Live. So, like I say, I'm a big supporter.
And I appreciate you too, each and every person that comes through, because I'm the type of person, whether there's one person there or there's 1,000 people there, you're gonna get the same uh, energy, you're gonna get the same performance. Because for me, even if nobody's there, it's a practice. I'm here. Oh, hey, Lady J.
Yeah, she followed me, and I followed her earlier. Yes. Hey, welcome in.
Hey, Lady J.
Thank you, sis. Oh, yes, indeed. Fly, any more questions before we let Zaddy go?
Um, we good.
We good?
We
Coco,
good.
any more questions?
Anybody got questions in the comments?
Is Bree still in here?
I don't know. It's,
I know it's 4 people in here.
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you so much. I try. I'm new to a YouTube. Like I said, I started my YouTube channel in August of 2019, but last year I didn't do anything with it. So I decided to get it started back because I want to, make my living off of social media and just stay at home.
Oh, I didn't. I'll go ahead and give my YouTube handle on here. If you go to LK Green Multi Dash Media Network, and you'll be able to find the gospel parodies that I was doing right before I went to BIGO.
Okay. Well, I will look back at this video and get that. If I try to type it in, I'm like, what you say?
Yeah, it's kind of
A million
long. It's
times.
kind of long. But you have to have the dash in between the multimedia. It's LK Green Multi-Dash Media Network. Do I have any kids, and am I looking for any more? I have tons and tons of I guess kids who say I acquired through the LGBT lifestyle. Um, I have a lot of them. I think like maybe like 13 or 15. Um, I had said I wasn't like going to take on that task anymore because I'm 45, I'm gonna be 46. I can't just like keep mentoring and mentoring and mentoring like that as far as like trying to raise a gay child. Because at the end of the day, they already grown. Thank you, Mary. I love you too. I love you more. At the end of the day, they already grown. They're really not gonna listen to you no way. This is what I learned from gay parenting. Um, Present day. It wasn't that way when I was growing up and I had gay parents. I pretty much was like a sponge and soaked in everything they said and pretty much took what they said and didn't second guess what they said. I let them lead the way. Nowadays, uh, talk about having gay kids, they second guess you or their loyalty is that question. Um, if I end up with any more gay kids, it would be because of a relationship that developed naturally. I'm not just gonna pick someone and say you're gonna be my gay child. If someone becomes ends up being, if I have create any more people come out saying they my child, it would be come from a natural relationship with them getting to know me and it just developed that way.
Oh, that's sweet Coco.
Oh, girl, you 40. You don't need no drag daddy.
Okay. You already got a drag mama.
Thank you for coming, Mary and Jennifer. Everybody, thank
Thank
y'all
you
for
guys for
coming.
tuning in.
Yes. Um, but you young child. You said you 46.
Yeah, I'll be 46 in October.
What child? June 2nd, I will be 50.
Oh wow.
You see all this gray hair?
Oh, trust me, I'm gray too. I just don't. In front of this camera, everything black.
But you get right up on this, honey. You see all this gorgeous salt and pepper. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. Mary had a question, I think.
Oh, you didn't know how to comment. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, thank you for coming, Mary. I have to, did you follow me, Mary? I have to follow you back. Oh, Coco, you are so sweet. You said this was a great interview.
Well, I hope it gave
I,
people some insight into like, cause like some people like if they don't know your story or they don't know your background, then you can sometimes you can come across as misunderstood or someone different than how people look at you. So um, I've always been transparent on BIGO, um, generous, sometimes too transparent. Um, Sometimes I let stuff get to me too. I show my emotion too much. Like some stuff, if it bothers me, I shouldn't even show that it bothered me. So I'm working on that, like especially with the trolls, ignoring the trolls. I'm not about to go back and forth and argue with no other grown person on the app that's on another
I
side
don't
of the
blame you.
camera because that's not gonna do anything but make me want to reach out and touch you, and I can't reach out and touch you, so that defeats the purpose of us arguing. So.
I, I don't blame you, child. I mean, because I mean, you're only human. Things can get to you after a while, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I wouldn't waste my time either, child.
At all.
Just kick them out, child, and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But I thank you so much for giving me this interview and sharing your talents and your life with us. And
Thank you for
just
having me.
you are so wonderful, and you are welcome here anytime.
Okay.
Oh, Coco has one last question.
Okay.
What's your question, Coco?
Hmm.
Any advice for a newcomer on BIGO? Is this newcomer a host already, or thinking about becoming a host?
She needs to be a host.
She's thinking about becoming a host.
Yeah, her. She needs to be a host.
Okay. To a newcomer that's not a host yet, I would say before actually becoming a host, know what content you plan on bringing to the app. Um, Definitely focus from the beginning. You want to focus on developing pure and organic support based off of your content. Um, Make sure you know the app well enough before becoming a host, because a lot of people, they don't even know how to use the app, and they're a host already. So know what have content and know what your content is going to be prior to becoming a host. So once your host audition is over and you become a host, you can hit the ground running with your content. If you audition on Monday, by Friday, you should have some type of content already lined up. Come out the gate with your content. So know that, and don't get caught up in the mess.
Exactly. That's it.
Um, guard guard as a broadcaster. I personally would guard as much of my personal life as much as possible. Some people, part of their personal life is part of their content, but if you're like an entertainer or something, a lot of information you don't necessarily have to give about yourself, or people should be privy to, because there are malicious people on the app, and they will take personal information and use it against you. Something as simple as someone, I guess, finding out my legal name, uh, the state that I live in, and guessing that I was on unemployment. They called unemployment the other day and told them I work for BIGO. Being that the state of Illinois is the way that it is, if you get any type of allegation like that, they immediately stop that person's benefits, and then that person has to actually re-identify themselves, as well as send in documentation to prove that this allegation is not true. So I didn't find out about this until Monday when I got letters in the mail and I was supposed to get my check on Tuesday. So
Mm-mm.
needless to say, they stopped my benefits, and now basically it's pending me them investigating and processing the documentation that they requested that I send. So I say that to say, guard your personal information. Don't tell people everything about you. Um, Me, for the life of me, I don't know how anyone guessed I was on unemployment, because that was a piece of information I purposely hid, because I knew how malicious people were on the app. And people say, okay, yeah, you guys are getting money on BIGO, but BIGO is not paying us in cash. BIGO rewards us with beans. Now you can exchange those beans for cash, but it's not payroll, so it's not an income that I feel like would need to even be reported. You don't get you don't get what do they call it,
1099.
1099, or a W-2, or a check stub. So, but someone felt like the Illinois Department of Employment Security needed to know that I live stream on BIGO.
Mm-mm. That's a shame. Because I know Sly gave somebody that same advice about a week or so ago about not putting your real name on Vigo. Because I
Mm-hmm.
used to have my legal name on YouTube. But like I was telling you yesterday when we talked in private, I had like a little bit of a stalker, and I didn't want to deal with her on here, but she ended up finding me anyway. But that's why I changed my name to Diva Michelle McIntosh on here.
But even with your legal name, even if you guard if you have a different name other than your legal name, you're going to be like mindful of like uh who you let cash app you, who you cash app, because if your cash app is in your legal name, bam, they got your legal name right there. So I just guard your personal information, because people people are messy on there and they dig, especially if you're someone that's what I've noticed from personal experience. If you're someone that's successful and you're independent and you're not having to kiss ass to get the success that you're getting, some people will feel quite envious and jealous and actually uh, want to see your demise or see your fall.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're humble about the situation, some people just can't stand to see other people's success, um, for whatever reason. But because to be honest with you, um, I don't think I've done anything um, malicious or bad to anyone on the app for people not to like me or dislike me. I have put people I have gotten into it with people because they've taken me there. But I've not purposely like picked on someone or started some shit with somebody. But if you start some shit with me, I am I may have to finish it. But because I'm not no coward. I'm not gonna back down and let you like back me into a corner or let you walk over me. Um, but at the same time, I don't think I've given anybody a reason not to like me. Um, well, maybe after they started with me, yeah. If I see you starting with me and you don't have a reason to like me, I may end up giving you a reason not to like me if you keep picking with me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just be careful.
Okay. So just look for that name on BIGO. Coco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She gonna need a good agent. I think I know one.
Actually, I know of a very good agent. He's a new agent. He just got his agency, but it's
Hmm.
the individual that taught me everything I know.
Okay.
Um, and I'm pretty sure, by being a part of his agency, at this point, he's probably not even holding those classes. He's probably giving those classes to the individuals that are coming through his agency. Uh, I don't know if you know Boom on the app from the founder of Live Nation.
I don't, but I look.
Um, Boom is Boom is very knowledgeable of the app, and Boom is a very good. Uh, he was a very good mentor for me and teacher for me, and now he is an agent. So, um, actually, he did bring me on as one of his actually his first official recruiter for his agency. So, until I'm awarded with my own agency, that's who I'll be working for and steering people in that direction. So if you're looking for an agency, or if you're looking for a recruiter or need someone to like get you into an agency, I can.
Okay, that's what I was doing, but the person
Well,
that I'm under
I've
decided,
worked for several agencies. Sometimes it doesn't like it doesn't pan out.
yeah, decided not to pay. So um, that's neither near the.
That's what I'm going through with this last situation. But I really don't want to even do too much talking about agencies because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm even speaking of my own agency because I'm the
Okay,
word agency. I'm just gonna keep out of my mouth on
okay,
social media for
okay.
real. But yeah, if you're looking for a good agency, I know definitely I know of a good agency. And with it being a new agency, uh, it's going to have smaller numbers and you'll have actually uh, that agent will have more attention to show to you because it's the agency is not huge yet.
right.
And like I say, everything I especially the basics, I learned from him. Even when I got my own family, um, he gave me the info on how to take my family from bronze to gold in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Of
good.
course, you gotta have it's gonna take some dragons, but it worked.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for doing the interview.
Basically, the agency is the individual that pretty much is your liaison between you and the actual app. The agency's job is to pretty much facilitate your PKs as well as making sure you stay up
Really
to
pay.
date with all of the policies and procedures and uh, everything that's going on the app. So basically, they're pretty much like the app educator,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coco, you have my Instagram.
Mhm.
So I'll inbox you everything you need.
We're great. So we all following each other. So hey, we'll just be on this journey together. So we all just be here for each other.
Okay.
We got your back, Coco.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Well, I thank y'all. Thank you so much, Zaddy, for coming and sharing your talents and your life with us. And like I said, I will be coming through tonight.
Okay. I look forward to seeing you, and I thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Oh,
No,
I enjoyed it too. And like I
I was
said,
happy to share my story because uh it's not something that I'm ashamed of
ex-
uh anymore. At first I didn't I think for the most part um I hid it very well from a lot of people. Um and until I told my story, people didn't know what had happened or what was going on with me. Um they weren't aware of what went on because I wasn't in like the limelight or like out here like that where people were seeing me go through this change and what was going on with me. Um, so I'm glad I was able to share this story to give people some insight on like okay what did happen to me during that time frame because I basically I had stopped doing pageants everything.
well, hey, look at you now. Ain't God good? Won't He do it?
Okay.
really,
Yes. Like I said, when people look at this video, it's going to inspire somebody. You're going to be an inspiration to so many people. And thank you again for sharing that story. So, because so many people need to hear it. So many people need that influence, that positive influence.
Hmm.
Yes. Well, please come again. You're welcome anytime. And I
Okay.
just want to let everybody know that later tonight I am going to do another video doing my makeup. So hoping
Okay.
y'all can join me again.
Come on, makeup.
yeah,
I'm gonna try. I do okay. Well, thank you, Zaddy. Thank you, Fly. Thank you, everybody in the comments for joining us and giving your input as well. Everybody, please be safe. Wear your mask. Keep your hands washed and social distancing. Because this COVID needs to just leave.
exactly,
Hmm.
She needs to go.
Immediately.
exactly. Okay. Thanks for doing the interview.
Thank you, Mary, for coming, and you have a safe
Okay,
night.
Mary.
Please come again.
All right. Good night, Mary. I'm actually getting ready to go back into BIGO now.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
I
Well,
got an issue to talk about real quick.
Okay.
oh, okay.
I have a
All right.
PK.
Well, thank you.
I have a PK in 3 minutes.
Oh, well, good luck on your PK.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, y'all.
Can you be my